So pretty much we have been seeing a kind of dual continental war in Africa and in Asia, and I think it could get even more here, depending on which civs end up losing enough military units. There's a lot of big powers that aren't really doing anything with these massive militaries, and I don't really know exactly what their strategy is here. So, for instance, France. France hasn't done anything. They are surrounded by weaker nations, but they've decided against going to war with anybody. And I'm not saying it's funny because I'm going to make this discussion in this intro of this video, and I think we'll see a few of these nations probably end up declaring a war. So yeah, France very powerful with a big military. They're not choosing. They haven't, decided to go to war with Carthage, who a lot of the world has decided to go to war with Carthage. So a lot of the world's decided to go to war with Spain. But Napoleon has just sat back and just relaxed. The Russians are the other ones, the other, big power nation that I don't know what they're doing. They're moving through Persian lands. Why? Who did they declare war on? Did Russia declare war on India? Are they going for India? Because that would be just a disaster, a huge waste of Russian time. Because first of all, I mean, Delhi's a well-defended city. You'd have to fight your way through all these riflemen. I understand they're behind technology, and a lot of great war infantry will do a lot of it's a little bit of damage. But why not just go after Persia, Russia? And maybe that's what they're thinking. Maybe Russia. I've seen an AI move through an enemy's lands before they declare war. Then they declare the war, and then they pop out on the other side. I don't really know why the AI does that. I don't know if they think they're being smart, but they're not. But that's my whole life, right? I mean, thinking that I'm being smart, and then I realize, oh my god, I just said some really dumb things. Usually every day of my life. I love checking the comment section. But anyways, so we still have kind of this Carthaginian coalition going on. The Ashanti-Congo war is still happening. But the Zulu have yet to also... Oh, now what are the Zulu about to do? The Zulu look like something might be going on here. Not exactly sure what they maybe they're going to try to skip over the Congo territory, but this is a lot of units. That is a lot of units that they could utilize. I'm surprised though. But we might also see the fall of the Champa Empire as Siam now is completely surrounding their capital city. Is a big city. Again, I mean, Siam is really growing in power. I think we could say, I mean, it depends. Maybe we shouldn't say anything just yet. Also, Korea is bypassing Saigon for some reason. Why? Why are you doing that? I don't understand. Ideology adopted. I imagine all the ideologies now have to be autocracy. They don't have to, but I assume that they will be. Order. No, Polynesia has chosen order. I guess that's fine. I mean, they're just going to lose votes in the World Congress, but still. Actually, no, don't they also get a bigger impact on public opinion? Yeah, because immediately they just went to a revolutionary wave. Oh my gosh. That's pretty funny, Polynesia. It's a pretty good strategy there. Let's see how that works out for you. That's a pretty good strategy there, Cotton. We'll see. We'll see how that works. So, yep, let's see what Siam does. Again, Siam is surrounding the city. That's why I didn't want to say anything, because they might just epic fail here. I mean, they're not yet, but they could still have a chance of epic failing. I mean, one, like, how old are these elephant units? Why do you still have these? We've got great war infantry. Korea has infantry, and you're using elephants. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, but this is neither nor the time or the place for elephants right now. Okay, so Thebes is in the yellow. However, Carthage has in fact reinforced with 3 cannon units and 1 great war infantry. I don't know why Persia hasn't brought in more reinforcements. There's a lot of units still in the northern part of the Arabian Peninsula. Not sure if they're doing that to stay safe, to watch over their borders. Maybe they're in fear because Russia's moving through their territory. I don't know. So we also have Colombia deciding to join in against Champa. They might try to squeeze in and steal this city away if they can get open borders through Vietnam. Yeah, so Korea's totally distracted. They're not interested at all in. Wow, look at this. Can Siam take Santa Marta here? Russia joining in against the Champa? Yeah, but I didn't really get to finish my my phrase, I guess. Well, Argentina is still... Yep, they did. Santa Marta.
has fallen to Siam from Colombia. That's really shocking. We're seeing a very, very good late game strategy by AI, by the Siamese AI. I shouldn't say that still, though. I don't know if they're going to be able to take the city over. It looks like we won't be witnessing a disaster. Maybe not. They need to get this guy closer to the city. They're running out of units. I mean, they've got a lot of artillery units, which is good. Isabella's been captured by... No way. Yep. Yes, they did. Great Britain has made a landing in Western Iberia. That is pretty cool. I will admit that is pretty cool. Because I was always against the British. Well, you know what? At this point, it doesn't matter. The British just need to do something. For a while there, I've been against the British taking up anything else besides these 3 cities in the British Isles, as well as their continental holds on Europe. Obviously, they should have settled Ireland. That was really dumb of them. But you know, don't get me wrong. The British AI seems to still make some pretty bad choices, as well as the English AI. But let's get this clear. This mod has been much, much better than the traditional vanilla England AI. The England AI has been terrible on these maps. I just don't know how or why things could have gotten this bad. France is at war with Mali. I think they're attempting their best to take over the city, but it's tough when you don't send over more melee units. They've got 2 privateers, though. I don't know why they're not sending those over. All right, and Siam has a melee attack here, but they're not using it yet. Do you have any more melee attacks? This is your only Great War Infantry. Anyways, now that the British control the city... Oh, they might get it taken back, though. Spain might take it back. Because Spain has just been sitting here. Even though there was a Spanish coalition, Spain has just been sitting here with their units. They didn't really have to worry about much. Great Britain might be getting too involved in Iberia now that I think about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is bad for the British. Because now they're going to send more units down to take back Cordoba. That could, free up an opening for the French to attack Leeds. All right, let's see if the city can fall. Are you going to mess this up or what? Well, there's now a Cham settler. That will be bad. Ideology. India, choosing freedom. Awesome. There you go. There you go. Going against the grain, India. Terrifying. Okay, so Siam looks like they might have instant healed a few of their units. What are you doing? I don't understand what you're doing at all here. Well, they'll eventually take it. I guess I should be more confused about what the Koreans are doing with this military force. Yep, Cordoba has been taken back by Spain. Zulu in Spain. Canada very close to taking over the Siamese city, but they're gonna lose a lot of units in the process. Sending these Great War Infantry embarked is gonna be a bad idea. Ooh. Australia now going to war with Siam. Well, you know what? Yeah, they'll have a lot of success here. They need to attack the Indonesian region, though. Well, there goes the kind of the major push forward that Siam was doing, because I think that Australia is going to really take quite a few cities here if they play their cards right. If they might not play their cards right. We'll see. What is Korea doing? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Persia having the same problem. They're not sending over melee units. Let's see if they can get this guy somewhat close by. Next turn, they could potentially take Thebes over. How are the Ashanti-Congo wars? Still stalemate. Still pretty much a stalemate. Bam, Champa have finally lost their capital. That should have happened a few turns ago, but that's okay. And so at the moment, Siam looks really good, but this Australian war is going to be difficult for them. Luckily for Siam and the Siamese Empire, they have a fleet next to Jakarta, so they will be able to defend themselves if the Australians decide to send more units up. The Australians have quite a huge fleet, and I don't know if the Siamese will be able to defend the massive Australian force. They could be sending a lot of units up there. I mean, Australia is really strong. I think I underestimate Australia only because they're in like an isolated part of the world. But if they wanted to, they could have some major success here, going up to the islands of Southeast Asia. just one by one, attacking Polynesia even. They could take over Saigon, but they need to make a landing. Now, Papua New Guinea is a good start, but they need a lot more than just that. They need much, much more. So yeah, Siam is going to lose quite a bit of their power. Even though they're more consolidated in Eastern Asia, they're going to lose a lot of their colonies. Canada's going to take this one over. And Thebes did in fact fall. And there's going to be a back and forth. Actually, no. The British will not hold on to their Iberian conquest. So yeah, Thebes did in fact fall, but it's going to be taken back. And there's no melee units nearby, at least. Not for another 2 or 3 turns. That will be able to get to that point again. Carthage against just barely surviving. I have no idea why. Let's go ahead and kind of get a visual check on what exactly France is doing. Toledo. You took Toledo. Ah, modern-day Norway. That's right. A smart choice there. That was good. That's a smart pickup for the British, for the UK. And yes, the Siamese city has been taken by the Canadians. So yeah, Siam controls all of North America. Again, I don't know how Canada's not winning the campaign. I think by turn 500 they might be. I mean, Canada has so much land. And they'll probably declare war on the Polynesians at some point. The problem for Canada is they don't really have much of a fleet. So they're not really a global power. They're more of just controlling their entire continent. Well, I guess the same thing goes for Russia. But Russia's in the heart of most of the action. Canada's all by themselves, so it's completely different. Canada's super isolated with no navy, so what exactly can they do? Where did the Russians go? Are the Russians still moving to the... They were moving through Persian territory. It seems like they have kind of doubled back, though. Yeah, I don't know. That's strange. And the Persians have brought reinforcements down, though. They have 3 melee units. It seems like they're no longer holding back. Well, there's still quite a few units in the Arabian Peninsula, but they have sent more units than in the past across the Red Sea. Things will get way more difficult, though, when you try to attack the Carthaginian coastal cities, because without a fleet to destroy their Mediterranean, man, they took it back. That is crazy. The problem, though, for the British is they're going to lose a lot of their navy because all they have are 3 naval units, multiple melee naval units. They can't do anything about the Spanish land units in Iberia. So all they're going to do is just lose all their privateers, pretty much. And Spain will be safe. So both of these 2 civs are going to be weakening themselves drastically. France has built Broadway. Denmark attempting to... Denmark declared war on somebody. I just can't remember who it was. Was it Morocco or Mali or somebody like that? And next turn, Thebes will once again fall to the Persians. This is where things are going to get interesting, though, when the next Carthage is in the sights of Darius. So, very interesting Persian Empire. Really like the Persian Empire so far. Now, are the Australians moving up? No, they're not. The Australians are not moving up. Siam has pretty much lost any sort of fleet that they might have had in the Pacific Ocean, any sort of colony that they've had in the Pacific Ocean to the Canadians and Australians. Luckily for them, as of now, but we have seen Australia take some time, but they have attacked Jakarta in the past. So they might still do that, they just might be taking their time. They'll be doing it when we all are least expecting it. The Koreans are trying to attack the Congo, and they actually... oh my goodness. Could they take Ottawa here? Ironclads. I always get confused by battleship and destroyer icons. They're so similar and I hate it. Those are battleships. They've got 2, oh my gosh. They've got 2 battleships, 2 ironclads, artillery, and melee units. Is Korea gonna get a colony in Africa? I think it's very likely. They're bringing in even more reinforcements. Who's been attacking Korea, though? Oh, these have been attacked while they moved through Saigon. Maybe that's all they wanted. They just wanted Hanoi so they could get access to the Pacific. There goes Thebes once again. Carthage will not be able to take it back this time. Carthage is really, really low when it comes to land units in Africa. Obviously, they still have a lot of power. Ooh, wait a second. So the Ottomans now have access. The Ottomans have access to French lands. So does that mean that the Ottomans are going to try to declare a second war, their own second war with Carthage? That's what it looks like. To me, it looks like he's very close to maybe trying to take over Rome. Which, hey, I mean, that's cool. That was my pick, and I've been rooting for the Ottomans. This is one of those AI-only battles that I felt really closely connected to the Ottomans for some reason. Really wanted to see them do good. But because we've seen so much success from Persia, as of now, again, knock on wood, because they are, at any point, could fall to an angry nation like Russia, or even the Ottomans themselves. But I really wanted to make sure that we had a strong Middle East. That's all I wanted. I wanted to make sure that we had a strong Middle East for the first time, because you know, we put so much focus on Europe, and I understand why. There's multiple reasons why there's so much focus on Europe. Just, you know, the history and the amount of civs in Europe and stuff like that. But, you know, not only was Europe a lot less clustered in this campaign, so was the Middle East. So that's why I was really rooting for the Middle East to kind of consolidate under one power. And I guess we, for the most part, have seen that. It seems to be divided by Persia and the Ottomans. And I'm not saying the Ottomans have done bad. They're good. Just I expected them to be more like Persia, you know, going into North Africa like they are now. So, yep, the Persians are going to attempt this. And now that they have the hold over Thebes, there's a lot more tiles for the Persians to you know, to move units to modern-day kind of Egypt. I can't imagine Persia surviving, though. There's no way. And, yeah, like I said, this city's going to exchange hands quite a bit back and forth. The Zulu are here. The Zulu, I know, are at war with Spain. They might try something. Canada, nothing. Okay, just wondering if Canada was attempting anything. Let's go ahead and check back on the Australian-Siamese War. That's always been an interesting one to me. Oh, of course they did. Of course they pieced out last second before we were about to see something amazing happen. Well, that fleet might end up going after Saigon, still. It seems like there is a few units moving to the north of northern Australia, the Australian mainland. We have the French building the Manhattan Project. We already saw that the Koreans had built the Manhattan Project, but now the French have as well. Ooh, a few rebels have just popped up in Russia. That's strange. Bam! Bam, bam, bam. Yes, this is the single most anticipated war for me. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, Russia and France. This is what I wanted to see. Again, it was one of those things where I have been anticipating it for a long time. No offense to Poland, but man, this is maybe one of the most anticipated wars I've wanted to see in an AI-only battle. Since the very beginning, we saw this kind of buildup between Poland being smashed in between the French and Russian Empire, and finally we are going to see it. I'm wondering if this is going to maybe change the Ottoman opinion on what they wanted to do. It looked like they were going to attack Carthage, but maybe the Ottomans will join in against Poland. Who knows? They will certainly both Poland, Russia and France are going to do a lot of damage to Poland. We'll see if they can actually get the job done, though, and eliminate the Civ. We'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.